I'm back with another reaction video. This time we are looking at the 1994 Cajon Pass Runaway. 24 years later, or 26 years later. So, without further ado, here we go. A documentary about that thing I just said about. So what happened?
So, we return to Cajon Pass once again.
Cajun
5 years
Pass, I
have
keep
passed
saying.
since Southern Pacific 7551 East
Cajon.
lost control on the hill and crashed along Duffy Street in San Bernardino. Naturally, people feared, what if another train ran away down the grade? Little did anyone know, those fears would be true. On December 14th, 1994, early in the morning, Union Pacific coal train CUWLA-10 had just rolled down the Cajon Pass and was stopped at milepost 61.55, waiting at a signal for another train to clear the tracks further down the line. The train had 3 engines on the head end with C41-8W 9450 leading, and 2 helpers in the back, which were SD40-2s, 3341, and 3354. Behind the UP was Santa Fe Intermodal PBHLA-1-10, which had
letter, number,
576
Santa Fe,
F45 5976, and GP60M 144. As the Union Pacific waits at the signal, they hear something on the radio that makes their blood run cold.
Blood is not supposed to run cold.
Santa Fe Cajon dispatcher to Santa Fe 576 West, over.
Over.
Helpers, get off your train.
Wow.
Helpers, get off your train. We've got a train coming your way. Santa Fe Cajon dispatcher to Santa Fe 576 West, over. 576 West. Are you the one that is in emergency? Over. Yes, we are. What is your speed now? Over. 40, 50.
That 40, 50!
Santa Fe Intermodal loses its brakes on the pass, and not even the emergency brakes are helping slow the train down. Fearing a potentially deadly disaster, the Santa Fe engineer asked the dispatcher if the Union Pacific can violate the red signal and proceed past as far away as they can to get out of the way.
I don't think that's allowed.
Let's get some speed. Let's go.
The head-end UP engineer then passes the word to the helper units about the runaway Santa Fe.
Coal train helpers, get off the power! Get off the power! Coal train,
get off of the power!
The UP helper crew did just that. There was no time to get out of the way. The 2 crew members of the Santa Fe did the same. Then disaster strikes.
Emergency! There's a big hole of fire! Go ahead, over. Get an emergency person! Soon as you can! They just hit the rear end of this train! Is this the head end of 9450? It's the head end of 50! And we can see a ball of fire! Get some emergency personnel out here! Okay, we got emergency on the way now.
It's all recorded. It's got me terrified now.
The 2 trains collide at 5:12 a.m. The force of the impact buries the 2 SD40-2s in the dirt, while the Santa Fe engines rupture their fuel tanks and burn. Additionally, crushed intermodal containers and flat cars also tumble behind them. The collision happened not far from where 7551 East jumped the track years before. The UP helper crew escaped without injury, but the Santa Fe crew weren't so lucky, suffering minor injuries jumping from their train as it was going 50 miles an hour. However, they too survived. Emergency crews received the call from the dispatcher, and the 5 fire engines that responded arrived at the scene at 5:56 a.m. The fire was brought under control a few hours later. The NTSB concluded that the accident was caused by a blockage in the air hose that triggers the brakes. Tests showed that cars 4 through 8 and cars 10 and 11 did have their brakes working at the time, though 5 through 7 had pretty soft application. Car number 9 had some brake shoes that didn't even work. Cars 12 through 14 had limited brakes, and one hose had a leak. Cars 16 through 22 had limited braking power, as well as some of the wheel sets not even responding. Cars 23 through 29 failed to keep air pressure up and did not respond at all. So the blockage had to have taken place somewhere near the middle of the train. When there's a blockage in air, there's no way the brakes can be triggered. The dynamic brakes and emergency brakes were working on the Santa Fe engines, but without sufficient air for the whole train, there was nothing that could have been done to stop the train in time. In the end, all 5 Santa Fe engines and the 2 UP helpers were damaged beyond repair and scrapped, as well as 3 articulated 5-pack double-stack container cars. The head-end UP locomotives were unharmed. 24 years had passed since the incident, but the story of Cajon Pass still isn't over, as one more train would run away down the grade 2 years later. However, this is another story,
which I guess we'll be getting to in the next video. So, let's see what happens in that one.